Hey there, friends. Happy Sunday morning to you all. You may or may not heard we have had another rampage killing last night. This one more specifically in Colorado Springs, Colorado, at a gay club called Club Q. Again, that's Club Q in Colorado Springs. It appears at this point that 5 people had been murdered and 18, as many as 18, have been injured. Not sure if 18 have been shot. As you know, in many cases, whenever they have these types of rampage killings inside these heavily populated areas, many people get hurt on their way out. The kind of like the stampede type thing. So I'm not sure if all 18 have been shot, but obviously 18 have been injured. Reports are that the suspect entered the facility and immediately began shooting. 2 people interacted and approached the guy, contacted him, and apprehended him. This was not law enforcement, according to reports. Law enforcement was called. In fact, they are trying to really trumpet law enforcement by saying that they responded within 3 minutes. This is one of those attempts to make it look like you don't need guns because law enforcement is so responsive. I don't mind telling you that. Look how many people could be murdered within 3 minutes. I don't need law enforcement to be contacted in order for me to protect myself. I'll take care of it myself. Thank you very much. The FBI is investigating. Reports are that there are 2 guns at the scene, that a long rifle, quote unquote, was used in the killing. I try not to make assumptions in cases like this, but in most cases, this report itself comes from local news media, news outlets there in the Denver area. So in many cases, if they know what firearm was used, if it is an AR-15, they're more than likely going to tell you that. Immediately, they're going to tell you that. When they say a long gun, it almost makes me think that it's not an AR-15, because they so desperately want to say that it was an AR-15, because you would remember Joe Biden here recently said that he still wanted to ban and confiscate AR-15s, assault weapons, AR-15s and AK-47s and the like. So essentially most semi-automatic weapons. So at this point they're saying long rifle. Still could be an AR-15 or some style of semi-automatic rifle. But at this point, they are not saying. Again, they are saying there are 2 firearms at the scene. Again, this was at a gay bar. They're trying to make it sound like that there was some kind of gay rhetoric out there. It sounds like because with Trump announcing that he is going to run for president, that now they're going to gin up all this stuff that really doesn't exist, that they want to exist, in order to make it look like it's Trump's fault or conservatives' fault. That's typically what they do. They make it sound like, oh, well, this is in the midst of a bunch of anti-gay rhetoric, when there is none. There's no more or no less than what there normally might have been. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying there's no more. Have you heard of any more? I haven't. So there's no more going on right now, but they're saying that's what's happening. So again, they're trying to immediately put together a narrative as to why this happened. As more of this comes out, I'll pass it on, but look for the type of firearm to be announced very, very soon, because they're going to have to put some kind of details about this sooner or later at this point. And you guys might remember, let's look right back to the Virginia shooting that happened a week ago, where it happened at University of Virginia. You know, guys, they still have not given any more specific details about the firearm, which tells you that it's not an AR-15. Reports were definitely that it was a handgun, but that's getting swept under the rug, and that one's being patted down and getting really, really quiet. Let's look at it this way. I want you guys to do this. The way they politicize everything, and I'm talking about the media and the anti-gun movement, they politicize everything, and if it doesn't fit their immediate narrative, they hide it and they get rid of it. Here are 2 shootings that happened less than a week apart, right? Very, very similar in nature. Almost the same amount of people that were killed. What we're going to see is, one, because it involves the gay community, and if it was an AR-15, this is going to be a very high-profile case. You will hear a lot about it. The other one, which was a handgun, and it did not fit their narrative, will slowly fade away, and you won't hear much more about it. Yet these 2 have very similar instances in numbers and things like that. The media is trying to control everything you consume. We have to stop letting them tell us how to think and think for ourselves.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
It's over!